Educating, empowering, and inspiring you to live healthier is our mission, so let's begin. Hey, health warriors. This is episode number 96 of the Life, Strength, and Health podcast. Kim here. Thank you for joining me this week. And if you haven't had a chance to listen to last week's episode, which was episode number 95, and the title of that episode was Holistic Fitness is the Key with Shambe, the trainer, make sure you go to lifestrengthandhealth.com/95. And in that episode, we talk with Shambe about holistic fitness, what that is, why we feel that it's so important and necessary, and so much more. So like I said, if you haven't had a chance to tune into that episode, just go to lifestrengthandhealth.com/95. And we just concluded our holistic self-care series, or I won't even say concluded. We took a little break because it was quite a few more interviews that we want to do regarding self-care. So I think this is going to be ongoing. But the last 4 episodes, we discussed healthcare and we interviewed various people discussing personal care products and also fitness. That's the last one we did with Shambe. So make sure you listen to those episodes if you haven't had a chance to as well. And as I mentioned, it's going to be ongoing. There's some other episodes that will be discussing self-care and other aspects as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that. So now let's segue into this episode's organic food for thought. And in this organic food for thought, we're going to discuss the connection between sunlight and mental health. At the time of this recording, we are in the thick of summer, my favorite time of year. I love the sun. I love the heat. And this season cannot last long enough. And of course, with the summer, there is a ton of sunlight. And I'm sure if you have noticed that this time of year, you want to get out, you want to be active. The days are longer. You're feeling good. And the sun definitely has a major effect on why that is happening. And there definitely is a huge connection between sunlight and your mental health state. Sunlight and darkness, they both trigger the release of hormones in our brains. So when we are exposed to sunlight, this triggers the brain to release a hormone called serotonin. And serotonin is associated with boosting your mood and helping a person feel calm and focused. And also on the opposite side, at night, the darker light triggers the brain to make another hormone called melatonin. And this hormone is responsible for helping you to sleep. And we've mentioned in previous episodes, or trainings, I should say, for our Health Warrior members in terms of getting proper sleep. And I think also in some episodes, podcast episodes, we discuss this as well, that it's important to blacken out your room completely if you can, even cover your alarm clock if you have one, because that you want that room to be completely dark so that you can get a restful and a healthy night's sleep, right? So in terms of sun, when we do not get enough sun exposure, it can cause our serotonin levels to dip, and low levels of serotonin are associated with a higher risk of major depression with a seasonal pattern. And this was formerly known as SAD, or a seasonal affective disorder. And this is a form of depression triggered by the change of seasons. So it's important to get your sunlight, especially if you work in an office environment, after work on the weekends, early in the mornings, at least in the summertime, the sun will be out. But just make sure that you are aware of how much sunlight that you're getting, because it is very important for your overall health and well-being, your mood state, which is a very big part of being healthy, is how you feel, your moods. This is so important to being healthy. So make sure you're aware of how much sunlight you're being exposed to. If you wear sunglasses, take them off sometimes. Let that sun get in your eyes. It is so beneficial. And this helps that your brain to release those serotonin hormones so that you can feel your best. Okay. So now let's segue into this week's episode. And this week's episode is on how you should prepare for your colon hydrotherapy session. Now, this is a question that we get asked a lot because obviously we are a wellness center that provides colon hydrotherapy services. So of course, this would be a common question that we would receive. It's understandably so because a lot of new people, you're nervous, you don't know what to expect. You see stuff online and, on TV, and you really don't know what to expect or what you should do to prepare for your session. So in this episode, I'm going to be answering this specific question. Now, before we dive in, just a little recap of what colon hydrotherapy is for those of you who may not be aware of it. Colon hydrotherapy has been around for thousands of years, colon cleansing, and colon hydrotherapy is just the gentle infusion of warm filtered water into your large intestine or your colon. And it's a very safe and effective treatment. Okay. And as I mentioned, it has been around for thousands of years. And the reason why you may get a colon hydrotherapy session is to rebalance your body. It helps to remove undigested foods, waste, and toxins from your colon that your body normally couldn't move on its own. And so by doing this, you allow your body to come back into balance and to work more efficiently and effectively. And that's ultimately what colon hydrotherapy is in a nutshell, right? And as I mentioned, the benefits of it, it's to bring the body back into balance. Over our lifetime, you can accumulate waste into your colon over your lifetime because maybe you're not eating the best diet, you're eating stressed, just your food is not properly digesting. And when it doesn't properly digest, you don't properly eliminate it. And over time, this waste can accumulate and become impacted within the colon. And when this happens, it's a strain on your body because your body has to carry these toxins over your life. And then your system can begin to get sluggish. And a lot of people equate the sluggishness with getting older. But when in fact, it's just that your body is overly toxic. So with colon hydrotherapy, you are cleansing that large intestine, helping it to eliminate undigested food, toxic waste, and other toxins from the colon. Okay. So before we dive into this episode, it's just an understanding or an assumption that this is for a person that is a good candidate for colon hydrotherapy. There are some contraindications or conditions where colon hydrotherapy would not be good for you. And for that, I just suggest that you reach out to a colon hydrotherapist that you're interested in going to and asking if you are a good candidate or what are the contraindications. But this episode is for someone that is a good candidate for colon hydrotherapy. And in this episode, we're going to discuss how to best prepare for your colon hydrotherapy session. So the first thing I suggest is to understand what colon hydrotherapy really is. And as I mentioned in the opening, it's a holistic modality that's been around for thousands of years. And it's just cleaning your colon of undigested food, toxins, and waste that your body could not eliminate on its own so your body can work more efficiently. One thing that it's not a quick weight loss regimen. Shouldn't be used just to flatten your belly, even though people do that a lot. And I'm not, there's no judgment there. But it's a holistic modality. And when you say holistic, it encompasses one of many things that you're doing. It's not taking it from an allopathic approach of when you take medication to treat an ailment. It's more so about assisting your body to do what it's designed to do, right? And so just understand what it is. It's a holistic health modality. It's not a silver bullet kind of solution. At our wellness center, Life, Strength, and Health, we always tell our clients that colon hydrotherapy helps with waste loss. And by removing waste, not weight loss. A lot of times, well, not a lot of times, but some people advertise colon hydrotherapy as a weight loss solution. But we do tell our clients that it can help with weight loss because it will help your body to operate efficiently. So, and by doing that, then your body can digest your food better. And if you're eating the proper diet, a healthy diet, then the weight loss will soon follow. But it's not a solution where you come in and you can drop 15 pounds, before you go on vacation. That's not what colon hydrotherapy is. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about in terms of how you should prepare for your colon hydrotherapy session is to have a relaxed state of mind. A lot of first-time people are very nervous, and that's very understandable. That's why I put a video on our website just explaining the procedure and really trying to create a picture of what the actual session is like at our wellness center. A lot of our clients that come in, like I said, they're nervous because you don't know what to expect. And that's the same thing that I felt many years ago when I had my first session. But just know that this is not surgery. It's not a colonoscopy or anything like that. You don't have to be put to sleep. So there's no need to be afraid. The colon hydrotherapy units that we use at our center, they're non-invasive. And most of our clients that come in and after their session, they always say, I wish I would have came in sooner. I wish I didn't wait. Most people find colon hydrotherapy sessions relaxing. There might be some slight discomfort or cramping depending on the health of your colon and the health of your colon muscles. But most people find it very relaxing. I just say it's a great bowel movement. If you like having a great bowel movement, not to get too graphic, you certainly wouldn't mind a colon hydrotherapy session. Okay. And I always tell my clients that the more you relax, the more effective your colon hydrotherapy session is. Okay. So just try to have a relaxed state of mind when you come in. This is your personal time. Most of my clients, this is the only time they get for themselves, and to relax and just kind of disconnect from the world. And this is a form of self-care. And we just did the last 4 episodes on self-care, but this I consider a form of self-care, really taking care of yourself, taking care of your health and your body. So the next thing that I recommend on how to prepare for your colon hydrotherapy session is to find a wellness center that you're comfortable with. We get a lot of referrals at our wellness center. So maybe you can ask somebody. Most of the time when people come for their first session and they like it, they're telling everyone, like, I'm going to bring, this family member or this friend. So I'm sure you'll probably eventually hear somebody recommending a place they went to, or ask around, do you know of a colon hydrotherapist that I can go to, or look online and check out the website and see if, when you look at the website, does that website resonate with you? Does that colon hydrotherapist, does that person resonate with you? Are you comfortable with that person? You want to go to a place that you're comfortable with. What about the content, like on a blog or something on social media or a podcast? Do you resonate with the person that is writing this content? If they're, have a colon hydrotherapy center, do you resonate with that person? These are all things that you can consider when finding a place to go. Okay. The next thing that I recommend is to hydrate yourself prior to your appointment. Now, ideally, hydrating yourself is something that you want to do consistently on a daily basis. But a lot of times when people face digestive system issues, one of the things is dehydration, not consuming enough quality water. But at least before your session, you want to, days leading up to it, the day of, really hydrate yourself. It will make your session more effective. Okay. And the last thing I want to recommend is that to refrain from eating any foods 2 hours prior to your appointment. Now, you can drink liquids, but you want to avoid solid foods. And the reason being a few things. You don't want your digestive system working while you're having your session, because you may get nauseous. You may vomit during your session. So you certainly don't want that to happen, right? So you definitely want to refrain from eating any foods 2 hours before your appointment, but you can drink liquids. You can do smoothies, juices, and things of that nature, but no solid foods. So those are my pointers on how to prepare for your colon hydrotherapy session. If you haven't had a session, I recommend that you get one. Your body will thank you. It's all about preventative health. It's all about, taking responsibility for your health. And if you're a good candidate, colon hydrotherapy is something that I will recommend as a preventative measure. It could be done on a seasonal basis, and you can do it more frequently if that is what you choose to do. But definitely, I would recommend colon hydrotherapy to everyone as a holistic preventative measure, because it's all about taking responsibility for your health. Okay. And if you are in the tri-state area, we will welcome you here at Life Strength and Health. To learn more about our wellness center, just go to lifestrengthandhealth.com or just give us a call at 1-800-503-7127. Okay, so thank you for listening to this week's episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, but most importantly, you receive value from it. And if you know of anyone who may be interested in colon hydrotherapy, but they're on the fence, whether they are in the tri-state area or not, please share this episode with them. Maybe hearing this will give them a little bit more confidence to finding a place to go to for colon hydrotherapy. It's all about prevention. It's all about taking responsibility for your health. And that saying we always hear, health is wealth, is so true. So thank you once again for listening. Stay tuned for next week's episode. And until next time, live healthier. We want to say thank you for listening to the show and for access to the show notes pages, more podcast episodes, blog content, as well as more information about our center, Life Strength and Health. Then just visit us at lifestrengthandhealth.com. Until next time, live healthier.